Today is going to be John's adoption story. So we're going to pick his brain and see what he thinks about adoption. Now, I find this interesting because he is actually the only boy that we have that is older. It'll be interesting to see his perspective and how it differs from the girls. Because I do feel like a lot of times girls are like a lot more emotional, you know, and they think about things in a more emotional way. So I'm curious to see your thoughts. So let's start with the same question that I've asked everybody first, and that is, what does adoption mean to you? Like, what do you think adoption means?
Got like Toretto said or something. Family.
Family.
Yeah, that's really all adoption means. Just combining yourself into a family.
Okay. But we weren't your parents before.
Kind of worse. Like after I started calling you mom, 2 days.
I know it was.
It was 2 days. That's all it took.
Yeah. So, everybody
Emma.
in his group except for Emma. Yes, Emma took 2 weeks, and I think that's normal. But John, Rosie, Elena, and Isabella, it was 2 days. It might have even been 24 hours. It was like
real quick.
No time at all. Yeah.
And I feel like the reason for that is just because, you know, you're still a kid, obviously. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
It's not like I know Emma had a problem doing it, but for like the rest of us, we're just so nonchalant about it. Like, what can I say?
Well, I wonder. So, like, part of me wonders if you guys were like looking for people to fill that role, and you know, when you saw some people that might fill that, you wanted that. You know what I mean?
Also maybe an understanding what even family is, because before that, you know, we didn't have the best family and they didn't really have any love and affection to us. So maybe when we came to you guys, you know, you guys obviously filled that role. You cared for us, showed us attention, and I think that's probably the biggest thing. Is, you know, you don't really know what a family is as a kid. Yeah. Or at least someone who hasn't, you know, someone that's been deprived from it for so long.
I think a family, even though a family is a thing, I feel like it's really a feeling. Mm-hmm. You know, family is a feeling that you get about people, and so that would make sense.
I've never really had such a feeling for, you know, like past parents, because they
wasn't such a great thing.
No, because I know a lot of the girls here are like attached and have memories and stuff, but to me, I feel like it just kind of not necessarily moved on, but it's not that big of a deal because trauma. I don't think I really had like any big trauma. I know I've had, obviously, you know, mommy issues, because
you had mom issues, which is understandable because of what you went through. Mm-hmm. And you did go through trauma, but I feel like you worked through it fairly easy. You and Rosie, I felt like, were the two easiest. Do you remember the day we picked you up?
I remember it was like 2 days after Jay's birthday, but
it was I think the day after Jay's birthday. Yeah. Do you remember us like showing up at the place? Do you remember the place and us coming, or do you not remember that anymore?
My memory has always been bad.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
Like certain things I cannot like attach to, like names. Yeah. And meeting someone, it takes like weeks for me to just.
For you to remember?
That, or I have to give them a nickname. Just, you know, I don't really.
You're not holding on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With everything, you know, it's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it's special.
Yeah.
But over, you know, years on years, I'm sure many people can also agree of moments that felt special to you, but it slowly fades over time and you forget the feeling of it. Yeah. And then it kind of just like deletes out of your mind. Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah, things just kind of replace over that.
Yep.
Okay, so how do you, when you think about adoption, how do you feel about adoption? Is it a good thing, a bad thing? Like,
well, I see adoption as obviously a pretty good thing since I've been adopted, but I also find it, you know, whenever someone brings up, oh, I was adopted, it leaves like a curiosity of what did you go through, and you know, which obviously, you know, you don't tell hey, what type of trauma did you go through?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, right. You don't.
but
ask
I've
that.
met some kids even not too long ago. I actually met a guy who was also adopted just quite recently. He was like 17.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was telling me about it, how, you know, fun it was and how he finally felt secure in life.
Yeah.
But also all the families he's been with too. Adoption can be a scary thing, I feel like, if you're set from house to house to house, because that's gonna create like a thing of not being vulnerable.
So you're talking like before adoption, when you're in foster care and you get moved around.
Yeah.
And that can create some vulnerable feelings. Yeah.
That
it creates a lot of instability.
It does, and that and like the kid was telling me, that's kind of messed with him even to this day.
Yeah, and I could see that. I could see, you know, and it's hard because I feel like, so you have to view it from both sides, the kid's side and the foster parent side. And you know, when you take a child, you want to make sure that, I feel like you're like ready to you're ready to go through a lot with them. And when they have behaviors, you don't want to be the person that just gives up right away. You want to try. You want to show them that you're going to be there for them. But there are some times where the behaviors just become so big and intense, and that you have to think about the safety of your, the rest, yourself and the rest of your family.
And not every family, or at least every kid, can fit into the selected family.
Yeah.
Which, it's not really necessarily a bad thing. It's not saying you don't want them. It's just that the way that you live is not suited for them.
Yeah. And I think, it just depends on the people. Like, we had thought about taking another group, sibling group, and they were, what were they? Middle Eastern? Like, they couldn't have certain foods. I think it was like meat or
sausage and stuff.
Things had to be kosher, and I can't remember exactly what everything was. And so, we sat down and we had like a discussion about it, and is that something that we would be able to do for them? And because that wasn't how we lived. And we sat down with you guys too. We all talked about it.
I remember meeting them.
You remember that? Yeah.
They came to our house, the living room.
Yep.
And I remember you asking the older teenage boy, who was probably, what, 15?
He was about, he was, I think, 15 at the time.
Yeah, and you're like, do you want some food? We have a lot of it, and, growing age. I remember small conversations from that.
Yeah. So that was something that we would have been willing to do for them. But you have to, it has to fit into your family when you're doing that. Yeah. And
I also feel like, selected kids, I feel like breaking up kids from...
You like siblings?
Yeah. Sorry, breaking up siblings.
Yeah.
It's probably like it can be the worst thing, depending on what their trauma is. But I don't think I could have ever imagined myself just with all my siblings I have. That would have been horrible.
I know.
I remember at one point we were with Grandma Judy and Grandpa John. It was just like me, Emma.
There was before you came to us, it was the 5 of you. Mm-hmm. But I think there was one time where you were with them for just a little bit, and it might have been just
2 or 3.
Yeah. Now I feel like it's a perfect time because you said that you have a friend that was in foster care. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you had a friend in foster care that was about the same age as you, so you're 16.
Yep.
And they are getting ready to be adopted. Okay? Let's say they're getting ready to be adopted by a family. What advice would you give them?
This might be a little insensitive to some people, but to just forgive and forget. Okay. Which, obviously, maybe you want to remember, but...
You're talking about your past?
Yeah, your past. Which, I remember meeting someone, actually Jack, one of my old friends. Yeah. And there was this lady, and I was sitting around talking with her, and she was like, you seem like you have so much, pent-up frustration and hatred. Yeah. I'm like, well, yeah. And then I explained a little bit what was happening.
I remember you talking to her.
Her name was Patty. And I was talking to her, and she said, well, the biggest thing you need to learn in life is to forgive and forget. Because if you hold on to a grudge towards someone or something, or if you let that become your whole identity in life, that can run you straight into the ground.
Yeah.
And it's best to just at least forgive. You don't have to like
Totally forget
totally forgive them, even forgive them, but like to just like accept that that's happened and move on.
Yeah. Honestly, that's great. That's great advice, and I do kind of think that you have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't really foster too much hatred or like resentment.
Yeah.
That's not really my personality to hold on to that for long periods of times.
Yeah.
So to me, it was quite easy to do that, but I also feel like it was a long process to get to that.
Yeah.
I remember when I came to you, I kept doing this drawing. Maybe you can send the editor the picture of it.
Okay.
But it was always this like drawing of like an eyeball with wings, with spiky wings.
It was like a swirly.
Circle. I remember it was a line. I drew a circle, a line, and go up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yep.
On each one.
Yep.
And I kept drawing that for some odd reason. It was like my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, Mom was looking at it, and it turns out, it was. I remember you said you were doing laundry.
I was.
It was laying on the floor and maybe in a basket.
Yeah.
You looked at it and you said, "Oh, that says M-O-M, Mom."
Yeah. I said, "Why does that say Mom?" And I picked it up and I'm like, "Oh, that's John's drawing."
Yep.
But you never drew it that way. It was always like drawn a different way or upside down or something.
It was, yeah. It was like the M-O-M. But like you can see, I would have drawn like an eyeball in the middle.
Yeah.
Showing the spikes.
It was not obvious when you were drawing it, and like he would show us his artwork, and we're like, oh, that's really cool. But there was something about the way that the paper was laying on the floor, and I'm like, why does it say Mom? And I picked it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's John's drawing, and like it was like this hidden message within his drawing.
And I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I remember that.
I had like zero clue that's what I was doing. I just was just drawing all of a sudden. That's the first thing that popped into my mind.
It was like a subconscious thing, I think.
And I think that happens a lot with kids and even adults. Like it's a natural habit to subconsciously do things without even realizing it.
Right.
But when you're a kid, it's hard to figure out what's going through their head because, to be honest, it's really not much. You're just thinking about random crap. Like, what do you think a toddler's, figuring out like eye sign?
Yeah.
Nothing at all. But it is still there. It's just gonna come out differently.
Yeah, right.
I remember reading back on some notes you made about all the things, me being upset and frustrated and realizing, this is probably what I was thinking, how I felt.
Yeah.
But I probably wasn't thinking about that at all. It just came out that way.
Yeah. Well, behaviors often happen, and a child doesn't even really realize why they're doing it. Sometimes I think they know, but oftentimes I don't think they have any idea. It's just coming out that way because they're frustrated, and then that frustration comes out in a behavior. But there's a reason behind it, even if they don't know it. So
I think Rosie mentioned this in a video. There usually is always big or small a reason behind foster kids' actions.
Yeah. Rosie and I did talk about that.
It can be subtle.
Yeah.
But there usually is always a reason. For it.
Yep.
And I think the biggest reason for really everything and all pain is just a lack of, from being, depending on the situation, from a lack of love to all of a sudden an abundant amount is completely different. Like it changes your whole world upside down. And I remember as a kid thinking, why did you guys give me that, but why didn't they?
Yeah.
For so long, I kept thinking, questioning them, and I didn't know much until later in life about what really happened.
Yeah.
And I was just constantly, mad because, why weren't they here celebrating my birthday?
Yeah.
Why weren't they trying hard enough?
Yeah.
Simple things like that. And I feel like that was even pretty deep because for a kid to, be questioning, parents' choice like that, like, it doesn't make sense why you're not appearing in my life.
Well, and I think it was hard too because, like, I remember there was a visit that was scheduled and you were supposed to celebrate your birthday, but then she didn't show up for the visit. And then how, like, traumatic that was for you. And then she would always try to make up for it later, but then you were already hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when she did celebrate my birthday, there were candles. I was throwing a humongous fit. She was lighting the candles, and I would like either blow it out or something, but then I would immediately say, this isn't perfect, because I wanted to build the same feelings that you guys gave me with her.
Yeah.
And when I felt like I wasn't getting that from her, I would like basically say, let's retry it over and over until I finally felt something, which I never really did.
Visits are hard, and like you say that now,
Yep.
and we had no idea that's how you were feeling then. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, we knew that there were things going on, and we knew that there were feelings, and we knew that there were behaviors, and we knew, but we had no clue until you just said that now, that that's how you were feeling. Because
Yep.
it's so hard, especially as a kid, to tell people, like, this is what I'm doing. I just want to build this feeling with her,
And
but we didn't realize that.
Like we mentioned, most of the time you don't even understand or like you think about this is why. It's just it's like a natural feeling.
Yeah, as you look back.
As you look back, it's clear to me because I understand it.
That
but
makes sense.
in the moment, it's like I just want her to love me.
Yeah.
And the reason why I got so mad at you guys is it all starts adding up.
Yeah.
Once you look at it from a different perspective.
Right. Yeah, that's so true.
It is.
Do you remember any of your adoption story? Like, as far as like, let's say from the beginning when you were first removed up until you were adopted. Do you remember anything at all?
I remember. So I'm gonna kind of just like do a quick review of the whole entire process, even before we were in the adoption center.
Okay.
Or whatever. But I was with my birth mom in an apartment. Then it kind of moved from that apartment to the house we were once in for a long time. Then I feel like maybe, I don't know if it was before or after that, but then we met Miss...
oh yeah, you're one of your foster moms.
One of our foster moms. Yeah. And I can remember her, like the house of what we went to.
Yep.
But to be honest, I didn't think she was a foster mom at all. As a kid, I thought it was a friend of hers, and we were just staying there.
Okay.
And that whole time, and you guys mentioned, we've moved around 3 or 4 times or something like that. I can really only remember one time, and that's just moving with you guys. All the other times, I thought it was just a sleepover, or we're just spending the week there because of reasons. And I never really noticed that until you guys mentioned it, like when I watched Rosie's video.
Oh yeah.
That's actually when I realized that.
Interesting.
So there wasn't too much of that.
Yeah.
Being into the system with other foster families, other than the person I was talking about, which I just realized was one.
Yeah.
So then we got to you guys, and I remember it took a day or two, and I think I was pretty upset throughout that day or two. Before I called them mom, but once I did, I kind of just felt at home.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
That feeling of so much hatred and pain.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, just like kind of just going away as a kid.
Yeah. Yep. I remember. Do you remember your teacher that you had?
Yes. I forgot about the school.
Miss Scott.
Miss Scott. I remember her.
Was
yes.
that her name? No.
No. Miss Scott. It was like something Wood. Something.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what was it? You did have a teacher named Miss Scott, but she was at the school that you went to with us.
Like not Longwood, but it was something Wood.
Gosh, she was great. She was amazing. She kept in contact. Okay, so when we started fostering the kids, all of their teachers, they went to that school for I think it was 3 months, and then we moved them to the school next to our house. But they kept in contact with us for years. Just making sure that the kids were okay still, and it was amazing. It's so amazing what the teachers will do for kids.
I have very fond memories of her.
Yeah. So they said that when you guys came to us, that everything turned around. They said all of a sudden you had been really shut down, and then they said you were joking and laughing, and you had just opened up,
I remember going to that school and having that, it was just a struggle every day.
Yeah.
And I remember they were helping us.
Yeah, they were.
They were helping us a lot.
Yeah.
Which was quite nice. And now I feel really appreciative towards them.
Yeah.
Because of,
They were
all the
great.
help. They were.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I probably, didn't think too much of it.
Yeah, probably not as a kid. Yeah, you're right. But I know you really liked your teacher.
I honestly, if she is watching this,
Yeah.
that's probably one of like the biggest things that's pushed my life to like something great.
Yeah.
Is her.
She was amazing. Yeah.
And
all the kids' teachers were. Yeah.
Yeah. She almost felt like a mother figure.
Yeah, I bet. Well, you would go to school and you'd be there all day with her. Do you tell people that you're adopted, or do you let them just find out?
I usually let them find out. I'm a very, jokative person.
Yeah.
If that's not a word.
You're, you have a very,
fun, carefree personality.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will make jokes, or they will hear from my other siblings, of course.
Yeah.
And when they do that, they sometimes ask questions, but I'm not really too big of a person to tell you or show you, like, oh, I was in foster care for so long. I would say I'm adopted.
Yeah.
But unless they, like, specifically ask, which some people have,
yeah,
I'm totally fine with that.
Does it embarrass you that you're adopted?
No, not really. Like, obviously, sometimes saying you're adopted, you can get, like, some interesting faces. Not really, like, bad faces, but, like, confused. What do I, like, people looking at you, like, how am I supposed to feel towards that? Like, that's good that you were adopted, but
like
there's
you said,
a reason you were.
Yeah, maybe some curiosity.
Yeah.
Like, oh, adopted. I wonder why he's adopted.
And that doesn't bother me.
No.
At all. No.
That's good.
You should be proud of whoever, whatever family you're in.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of kids nowadays, my age, resenting their parents for simple things like, I don't know, you won't let me hang out with my friends until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
On a school night.
What do you want to be doing until 1 o'clock in the morning?
Nothing. Don't gotta worry about it. And that actually, that makes me infuriated because usually the parents are always great.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting mad at them over simple, small things, and they come out to say, my parents are the worst, you don't even understand it, John. It's horrible. And when people talk to me, I'm like, talk to me about their problems, I kind of feel like, can you, like, shut up? This is the wrong person you should be talking to. Someone who was gone through a lot, and you're a little bicker about how they aren't doing your demands every second, giving your demands every second.
Foster care and adoption probably gives you a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids are taking advantage of their parents.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Do you think their parents maybe don't explain to them, like, why? Or do you think they know why, they just want to be able to do what they want to do?
State the question again.
So, like, if I were to tell you, no, John, you can't stay out until 1 o'clock in the morning because, in the wee hours, usually that's when bad things could be happening, or there's really nothing good that happens that late, or, you know what I mean? Like maybe we would explain to you why we're saying no.
And I did go through a rebellious phase for a while. And like I said, I obviously have mommy issues or whatever you want to call them. And I understand people go through that. I'm not downing on anyone who resents their family over something. I'm not saying your thing is insignificant, because in your eyes, that could be your biggest problem in life right now.
Sure, yeah.
It's just to go out and tell other people who have gone through, worse, or at least they seem about it, and complain about the small, simple things.
Yeah, right.
To someone who, it almost seems, unfair.
Yeah.
Seeing another person, like I said, deprived from love.
Yeah.
And then someone who's getting a amount of it, but just brushing it off as nothing and complaining about it. Yes.
Yeah.
When people worry about you, it can come off, and that's why I saw you when I was in my rebellious phase. It can come off as too much.
Yeah.
Like, stop, you're doing too much. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's hard because as the foster mom, a lot of times when you have kids that are in foster care, or then kids that have been adopted, because they're mad, or some of their trauma has come from their mom, and usually the mom is the main figure that was supposed to keep them safe, that was supposed to do all this stuff for them. they end up having the issue with you as the mom. And you have to earn the respect and earn the trust and earn the love, and it seems almost like it's not fair, but once you earn it, then I feel like it's amazing. But I do feel like sometimes the women are put in these positions where you really have to work for it. And sometimes it feels like it's not fair, but I feel like it's totally worth it.
Yeah. And to respect to all the people or moms that are trying to get their kids approval and to never give up on that, because honestly you shouldn't. Although they might not understand, some might not understand, it's just that type of perspective that they're having in that moment. Over time, it will slowly just burn out.
Yeah. And I will say, too, that I think, I always heard, like, oh, boys are so easy, boys are so easy. But boys go through the same exact stuff that girls go through, right? They're trying to figure out who they are and where they fit in. And I do feel like when a boy is turning into a teenager, that, you almost have to... He doesn't want, how do I explain this? I feel like that respect kind of diminishes a little bit for their moms, but then you end up getting it back, I feel like.
When you get, I don't know if this goes for everyone, but for me, when I slowly started becoming a teenager, working with dad and everything, I kind of saw you as an equal to me. Which obviously you shouldn't.
Yeah.
So I saw you as an equal, and the things you were asking, but not like.
Yeah.
This
not the parent role, more of an equal.
More of an equal, and the fact that you were, bossing me around and stuff.
Yeah.
Really did make me lose a lot of respect towards you.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if I see you as an equal, why do you have the authority to
tell you what to do?
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
And it's not like I don't see you as a mother. It's just. I was kind of comparing what we're both doing.
Yeah.
The amount of effort and
because you were out there with dad working and helping, and I get that. Yep. Yeah. So then you have to realize that, oh, wait a minute, that's my mom, that's my parent.
Yep, and that really does piss a lot of kids off.
Yeah.
That's my parent, because it's like an automatic. You automatically have to respect them.
Well, you should. Yeah.
You should, but...
You don't have to, but you should.
You don't have to, but that's where the whole problem comes from.
Yes, I agree.
But you understand that you automatically have to...
Yeah.
That they're the one in charge and they're the one that gets everything. But we're getting off topic. Back to foster care.
Okay, so do you have any thoughts yourself about foster care or adoption?
I know a lot of people, when they go through foster care and stuff, they kind of regret, or like... say that they wish they were never, that stuff never happened to them. Right. But depending on the person, and this is how I feel, there's a part of me that isn't, like, not glad, but also happy it kind of happened. Because that's who I am now. If none of that happened, I could have been some complete random person. My personality could have been completely different. Do you think you would be a different person if you were never fostered and adopted? If you would have still been with your birth mom, do you think you'd be a different person than you are now? 100%. And as long as you can keep living and going on throughout life and not being, disappointed of what you've been through, I think is the best thing you can do. Well, it's part of who you are. It is. It's made you who you are today. And you've been able to become a better person because of it. And you can, I'm the type of person who loves to grow, no matter how low or how high I become, just to keep going and learning. Yeah. And I feel like everyone should really have that type of mentality because it makes life a lot easier. You love the self-help books. You love to watch videos about how to become better. You do a lot of that stuff. And anyone who is going through adoption right now, of my age, younger, whatever, or maybe even as an adult, really going and watching those videos of like you said, self-help, who you are. Or even in general, you don't even have to be adopted. It really does go a long way. I know sometimes it can seem like, oh, if I start watching those videos, I have to admit there's a problem with me. But there really is a problem with everyone in life. Everybody has challenges. That is so true. And watching those videos makes you, more open-minded to everything you see. Yeah, that's good insight. It is.
Okay, well, I think that is it for today.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything else you want to say?
No, I gotta.
You love your mom.
Texting people.
You...
Love your mom. Love your father. Love everyone.
Love your siblings, even if they're annoying.
Kevin. But yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.